MES solutions have been around for several decades at this point, and why do you think the market has not been able to leverage MES solutions by being fully implemented? And what makes DELMIA easier to implement and drive this change in manufacturing plants?
I think what's driven some of the difficulty is early on, people using MES and MOM interchangeably. MES, a blurry definition for a lot of years, and that's clarified over the course of its use. But I think part of it is not necessarily knowing the best place to put MES, because you've got SCADA and HMI systems, you got ERP systems, you got planning systems. So where do you put it in that whole system architecture? I think that's part of it. Part of it is the need for MES to communicate with so many different systems. And again, that's an advantage of MOM. You cut down the number of integration points that you have to have. But if you're talking just standalone MES, which many of them are, I got a tremendous number of integration points and communication points that you need to think about. I think that's what slowed it down. I think in a lot of scenarios, there's a lack of flexibility. Another thing that we address, we're a business process management based solution. So think a low code configuration solution. We have our own configuration application that enables you to configure it to do what you want it to do. So I guess I'll go from the difficulties of MES to why I believe DELMIA Apriso MOM is better. And again, I've worked at 3 or 4 MES companies over the years and worked with more than that. There's 3 key advantages that I see to how Dassault and DELMIA Apriso approach the MOM solution. Number one, I already referred to, and that is the configurability. It's not an out-of-the-box solution where you set a few flags, but you have to use it the way it is. It's configurable, but it's not just a tool set either, because you're not building from scratch. We have a portfolio of over 1,200 business components, and things from something as granular as doing traceability on a part and ensuring all the right data is there to do that, to something as broad as receiving against an ASN or kitting. So multiple different business components that can all work together, but it's configurable according to your needs and your IP on your shop floor. And that also includes the user interface. That's another place where MES systems struggle, because people on the shop floor, they get used to doing things a certain way. And now you bring in this new system and it looks totally different, acts totally different. And sometimes that's good, because sometimes you have to change the way you do things to improve. But sometimes it leads to resistance in people on the shop floor not wanting to use it. By providing that configurability, you work with your company decides what does ease of use mean to you, and configure accordingly, and what are our key manufacturing capabilities that give us advantage, and configure accordingly. So the first is the configuration piece. The second is just the breadth of the solution. The fact that it does include all of the different components of MOM. Not that you have to buy and use all of them at once. We actually don't recommend you try and do everything at once. That is a lot, but it is all on a single database scheme, a single database, so that you can pick one piece and start there and expand over time, and you don't have to worry about, did I do something in production that now it's not going to work in quality, or did I do something in warehouse that's not going to now work in production? It's all single database schema, so it's a single product. So that breadth is the second advantage. And the third advantage is our unique global capabilities. A lot of companies will talk about a center of excellence. And in most cases, they're talking about a location and a team. A lot of ERP companies, or a lot of ERP users, have a global or at least regional ERP instance, and that's their center of excellence, and they've got guys there that run the ERP for all the plants. When we talk center of excellence, we're talking about that, but we're also talking about the ability to take that configuration that I just discussed and govern that according to how your plants want to use it and need to use it. So you can take that configuration and share it across all of your plants, or share it selectively if you've got an assembly plant versus a fabrication plant. They may have different pieces of that configuration they use, but you can manage it all from your center of excellence, govern it all from there, and you can determine, can plants share peer-to-peer when they come up with new processes, or does it go up to the COE where someone there decides, yes, that's good, a good process, we're gonna send it out. And when you've when you've pushed out those processes to the plants, you've got visibility on whether or not they have actually released that to the plant and are using it, and on if they've made any adjustments to it. Because that's where, again, a lot of companies will say, just take a copy of your solution from plant A and drop it into plant B, which works great until someone at plant B decides they don't like something, they make a change. And now you've lost all control and visibility of it. And the next time you make a change, you don't know what's going to work at plant B or not. So that ability to govern that and to manage that center of excellence with something we call global process manager is a third key differentiator. So again, configurability, breadth of product, and global capabilities are really the three things that differentiate us from others in the market.